Welcome back to Factorio Seablock TSM episode, I think I want to say 23, I'm not entirely sure. I'm up here by our smelting operation. Last episode at the end we added in an extra crystallizer to try and get more of the product that turns into iron predominantly. Which of course is still not nearly enough. And I was thinking about trying to squeeze another one in here. How big is this thing actually? That's a 3x3. That's 5. 5x5 I think. That's 1, that's 4. Sorry, that's 3, 4. So we don't actually have room in there. It would have to come down here somewhere, which we possibly could do with a lot of hijinks. But what I also noticed is there's this processed iron recipe. So if you turn iron ore, instead of putting it straight into your blast furnace, if you instead put it through an ore processing machine, you'll turn 4 iron ore into 2. So 2 to 1. That's the only recipe of it we have. The usage of this is 8 processed iron becomes 24. So 2 to 1, and then 1 becomes 3. So 2 becomes 3. We get a 50% boost. All we need to be able to do is get charcoal over there, and it's still processed thenceforth from a blast furnace Mark 1 into iron ingot. So let's just have a look what that would look like. We basically need, I already built one because I wanted to see where it could fit, the ore processing machine Mark 1, and it could fit in here. And that would be good if it fit in there. The other thing we could potentially do is we could actually move all this crap down. To be worthwhile, it would probably have to be 2 spaces. We bite the bullet and do that. I think the answer is probably yes, actually. Let's stop putting stuff into any of these. Let it exhaust. Oh. That's slightly awkward. Never mind. Okay, what I want to do is move you down to your... You guys basically have the same formula, don't you? Yes, okay. You're these things. 2 would be 1, 2. Alright, this is going to have to change. And then I want to move these guys down too. Which would put it here, right? Oh. And this one would end up here. Yep. That would have to go. This would probably no longer work. Well, not there anyway. You need to come down too. Put you there. What I'm actually going to do up here is use a filter inserter. I'm not afraid of using these anymore. we'll take the copper ore. I'm getting better at this. We'll take the copper ore and we'll just shove it out this way, which means that we no longer need this. We can just do that, and we can probably also input priority. Yes, so it'll still feed all of this first. We can then get our ore processing facility, and now we have plenty of space for it. We'll just put it there. I guess this one needs to reduce up somewhat. That can do that. We're going to have to get rid of that iron. Sorry, that copper. Oops, you're going the wrong way. This actually might be too much for one ore processing machine. One ore processing machine can take the full iron ore product from here. In fact, why are we even doing this? Why aren't we just feeding directly in? And then this may as well be another filter inserter. And I can actually make the fast ones now, almost. For slag. And you can dump your stuff up there. And then we don't need this. At all. Then you are still making iron ore. I need to find a way to get it to make steel as well. Let's start with you're making iron ore. Now we need charcoal. This one here is charcoal. First of all, let's get those happening. You have product. Why can't you get rid of it? Oh, you don't have a... You need to be doing that. I might need 2 of these things. That's correct. Why are you not doing anything? Because you haven't been set to slag yet. Slag is in there. There it is. You haven't been given a way of processing this because you need the charcoal. Okay, so what I want to do is like this. Oh yeah, we need to still get this stuff through to here somehow. But let's work out the charcoal first. You are going up, yes. Charcoal. And let's get some power in there. Now, the silicon ore that we're bringing in, there still is a pathway through here. I think it's time for another Funky Bob's. inserter, because since we have them, we may as well use them and abuse them to save on space. There we go. You are doing the iron, that one. Iron ore silicon. You're doing the iron ore. Now, down here, this is something of an issue. I think this is the power stuff, so we need to do that. Now we need some pipe. And you need some pipe there. You are making iron plate. You are making iron plate. Let's have some inserters to finish this off. One of you is near. One of you is near. Proper power poles. Okay, we could actually do with another one of these casting machines at this point, I believe. So let's make that a reality. It's not in there. Blast furnace, chemical furnace, powder mixer. It's not in there, it's in this one. Production furnace, casting machine. Of course, this is going to be a struggle. To get it onto this line is going to be a little bit more of a struggle, but we'll find a way. Use some stone in the pipes. Let's get some more inserters. You can go there. You can be funky. Pick it up from there. Go there. Do that. Power. Okay. You are... doing quite well, but you could do better. No, not that. I think it's in here. We don't have a Mark II, so I just have to get a second machine. I think I want a second machine. What about you? Okay. We actually have this waiting because it can't unload into the blast furnace fast enough. Now let's unload the extra resources that we have. We've got 21 silicon ingots. And I probably have a few more iron ingots as well. Maybe not. But obviously, anyway, okay. We still do not have a full belt. But there's a lot more making it down to here. A lot more of this lot than there was. So that's a fairly good sign. Now, how do we get steel? Steel, I think, was steel. Steel is iron ingot and oxygen gas, making steel ingots in a blast furnace. Oh, you're using charcoal now there as well. Which means this line is kind of directly in the way. Probably doesn't need to be here. So that is a blast furnace. We make this one in a blast furnace as well. We'll have to try and get oxygen to it somehow. Wow, we actually have oxygen now. So that's actually not a bad thing, that we have to use up some of the oxygen. Let's make another blast furnace, see if we can find room for it. Blast furnace, we don't have any up there. The blast furnace Mark II, we need clay bricks for it. We might have to start investing in those. So I kind of want you to go right there. Alright, if we were to do that, what we'd have to do is get rid of you, move you up. I think it was 2, maybe it was 3. Move both of you. You could get funky. Maybe I'm getting carried away with being funky, but that works just as well. Now, you need to probably come down to here. And this one probably doesn't need to go directly up there. Might even just get rid of you for now. Blast furnace, you go away. You go there. You're going to make steel. You are going to come here. Oxygen's at the bottom. Okay, I can move it around. That's a good thing for us. Now, this slot. Can get to about there. Let's just turn that off for the moment. You need to drop off back there. And you can carry on to that point. You are going to need... And this still doesn't work at all, does it? Because we need this sort of thing to put the steel ingots into. Are you having trouble yet? A little bit. Let's work on the oxygen then. How the hell do we get the oxygen down there? We need some pipes. And I guess that some of these areas now have a bit of iron for us. Not perfect, but it's better than it was. So we should be able to go. I'll go back one. I'll go over to there. Am I out of stone? Okay. Where is all the stone? It's in here. Have some stone pipes. We'll probably do the undergrounds and stone pipes as well at the moment. Okay. That means that we can get to there. Let's come over to here. Do that. Stone pipe there and there. And we are now draining off some of the O2 into here. Now, the steel will need to turn into molten steel, I'm pretty sure. Steel ingots usage. You can also make molten invar, molten cobalt, molten steel. Oh, steel plus silicon. Another way of increasing your steel, but we don't have that yet. So we'll have to do this. We need an induction furnace, as expected. Induction furnace and a casting machine. Cannot insert because I put too much crap into my inbox. Okay, for fuel, you can have that. Now we have the induction furnace. I need to... Yes, of course. I think we need to move copper so that it comes out this way. Slightly awkward. Do you? And now this one needs to get out of the way. Let's try moving it over to here. And let's just clear some space here. You can put that there. I think. Oh, we already put fuel in there anyway. So now you need to be able to unload some this way. What's the formula? We need 24 iron ingots. Make 6 steel ingots. And we need our induction furnace. Which it just fits. Oh, this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. Pick up from there. You are making steel. I think this is more or less alphabetical order. Molten steel. We need to do more adjustment over here. Much more adjustment over here. What I would like to do is probably move this whole thing. Probably being burnt so slowly, I'm going to have to pick it all up. Charcoal. Here's our charcoal. No, they don't burn charcoal. Who burns charcoal? Yes, you do. You burn charcoal. There. Good. Copper is going to have to come down here. For this to have any chance of success. And where's that casting machine? Okay, we can fit a casting machine in there. You are casting steel plate. Like so. And then steel needs to come down here. That's right. We needed to move a whole segment of these guys over. Which is going to waste a bunch of this stuff. Yes, we just... No, let's do it as kind of properly as we can. Yeah, it's basically that much. Slightly too much at the bottom. So, cannot insert wind turbines. Okay, carbon. What else have I got in here? Lots of carbon. What are you using? How about you use some carbon? What are you using? Okay, you're already full of stuff. What are you using? You don't use stuff. You do though. Have a whole block. What about you? You can have a whole block of carbon as well. Okay. Now we should be able to move those wind turbines without so much difficulty. What we could do committed now, I suppose. That's not good. Now we're not getting any power from them at all. I think we're going to need to have one up here. Let's just go down to the bottom. How many have we got? Lots. Robots again would make this child's play. You jumped up. Doesn't look like I've got any better at placing these than I was. Actually, you have jumped up. You should be down there. That's better. I almost don't even want to put these guys down, given the amount of power that we're making off solid fuel at the moment, and the fact that we almost need to be clearing that solid fuel just to be progressing with the game. I played a lot of Factorio before this picker was introduced, and old habits die hard. What have I got left? I've got enough for one more. Okay. There we go. That's the windmills returned to operational capacity. And the steel can be output here. Copper. And once again do a jump. Let's get a yellow, which I have a few of now. Go in there. Is that it? Let's get... Actually, one side of the belt is possibly sufficient. Now, what I want to do immediately is turn this one off. We're not going to be making steel that way anymore. Oh, we're full again. Which means that we can start leaving some items behind. How about we drag the steel down our belt? That should clear some inventory space. Whoops. And we're going to need some more landfill at this point. So the steel can continue. Now let's see if we can pick up these items at this point. Okay, you need your other guy. Let's do it this way now. And have a non-funky inserter. well, semi-non-funky. Just waiting on a little bit. That seems to have been at least semi-successful. We don't seem to be getting a lot of action from here, though. I need to create bronze at some point soon. And we are going to need to do something with our nickel supply sometime soon as well. But aside from that, we're in good shape. We've got steel up and running. We have a much better supply of iron now. I limited all of these fairly aggressively, which is why I think this says stop. Yeah, stop if you're close to 10. We have batteries. Let's have a look at what we needed next in our robots. Batteries, so electric engines, that's right. We were looking at electric engines. They required engines and some other things. Engines are what we're now going to build. 10 seconds crafting time. This doesn't really matter. This is just to build robots. So I'm quite happy with it taking 10 seconds. Every minute, that's 6 new robots, right? One of these episodes, we could have 300 robots. Is that right? Yes, 6 a minute. 300 robots in the air, although the crafting speed of one of these assemblies machines is... one of the ones we're probably going to use is 0.5, so maybe it's only 3 per minute. That's still 150 robots, which is absolutely plenty. So, on that basis, why don't I just increase that a little bit so that it's big enough to run along here. Which again, you'll note is not actually where I want it, but, you know. And this will get us to electric engine. That's not where the flying robot frame is. The flying robot frame is here, which is battery and electric engine. Maybe we should actually make this, push this back the other way, maybe? Well, let's go back to engines. Start with engines. So, maybe you want a bit more space. You always want to leave yourself some space in Factorio, and Seablock is probably even more demanding of space than normal Factorio. As this spaghetti wonder highlighted. The joy of the spaghetti. Okay, what we'll do then is if you need... So there's 2 things we need to build and steel plates. So I guess the way I did this before is kind of what I want to do here. Something like this, where we deliver iron at the back. You're going to be the engines. You're going to be iron gear wheel. You also need iron pipe. There's definitely iron pipe, isn't it? Yes, iron pipe. And you need steel plate. So the iron, I think, can just stop back here. Let's get some iron from... Oh, some belt. Oh, that's a lot of belt. Oh, that's right. We allowed it to make quite a bit of belt. That's not quite what I had in mind. 1, 2, 3. You're actually going to have to go down one further than that, friend. Because the copper needs to be a split off, not a readily take all. Cannot insert belt again. Alright. We have more... Oh, there we go. We did pick up a whole lot of iron ore that we didn't want. Iron ingots. We actually didn't want. You can go into the steel. There you go. Okay. You do that and wrap around like so, and then carry on down, carry on down. Bound to need tin for something more soon. That's 1, 2, 3, so we need a yellow to leap that. You guys simply need that. And the iron can basically come out like so. I should actually put some of these guys down here, shouldn't I? Why haven't I done this before? Let's extend these down here as well. And what do we have in here? Carbon. Carbon. I'm fairly sure we need carbon again. So let's bring it down. And what's this one? Slag. I am not sure about the slag. I may even just leave it there for now. I'm not sure about the stone either, for that matter. I know we need the steel, because we need the steel right here. Steel I want to have come through along there. So that will need a yellow. 2 yellows, actually. And we're going to need plastic in this build somewhere as well. Oh, we are now out of inserters because they don't exist in my mall yet. That should be all we need for engines. Now, to make them electric. Electric takes 10 seconds crafting time, so that's perfect. You're making electric engines. I can find them again. There's a possibility that it said you can't make them in an assembly machine 1. It did, so we need an assembly machine 2. And you're making electric engines. Your ingredients. We need electronic circuits. We need lubricant. You also need engines. Now that's interesting that it uses normal electronic circuits. Are we going to actually put those onto the bus? We have 3 lines here now. We are making them up here. We've got 200 in a box. It's a lot of material to put on a bus. But you kind of have to if you are going to do this properly. That doesn't work at all. We needed the yellow ones. And you need to go there, which we can do with one of them. Right? Because you're 3 out. Yes. Okay. Need to go to there. Okay. This is going to start hammering some of my resources quite hard, I suspect. What did we do? Do you need to be there? No. It's a bit of a mess, but that's alright. Again, as with the steel, I might just leave it on one side for now. And yes, you'd be right in thinking that there really isn't any organisation in what's gone where on the bus. It's just been whatever we've needed at the time. Have we made some more belt? We have. Okay, green circuits. It may be worth having them come in from the bottom, maybe jump through here. You also need lubricant, and that's very handy because we have a machine up here that's been crying out for somebody to need lubricant. It would be better if it was facing the other way, though. Yes. It's just a chemical plant. Oh, we can't even pick it up again because we have too much junk. Go. Now we have slightly less junk. Chem plant. You potentially can be a lubricant. These are not lubricant, are they? None of those appear to be lubricant. Oh, there we go, lubricant. Lubricant. So, of course, these have swapped over to be slightly less convenient, but that's not a big worry. Now, I need basically to go down this way. Unfortunately, we're able now to burn off the nutrient pulp as another way of making an excessive quantity of plastic. So we're not going to be short of plastic in a hurry. Oops. For some reason I keep sort of bumping myself forward a little bit. There's your lubricant. Now all you need is the green engine, the green circuits, and they're going to come in along here. We will use a yellow there to there. Bound to need them somewhere else. And we're out of yellows. We may be able to relax restrictions on how many of those we build soon. Which would be good. That means we're out of tech. So let's just see, is there anything in particular that I would like? What does this actually give you? Character mining, that's almost irrelevant, so that's not really what I want there. First, we're starting to get into tech that needs the military science as well, so we're not going to be able to do much of that. There still is some red and green. What do we need to get this unlocked? Portable solar panel. There must be something. That. Solar energy. I don't know where that was. Oh, it's here. Alright, we'll do solar energy then. Do we want more lab research speed? I guess so. We all may as well get some of this military stuff. I guess it helps to have that. Concrete. Yeah. Okay, so we've got the electric engines. Now, flying robot frames. How are we doing for time? It's basically time is up. However, that's not where they are. They're under logistics. No, they're not under logistics. They are flying robot frames. What's all of this? Oh, that's burner techs and so on. Modules. Those are not them. That's where it is. Flying robot frames. Battery. There we go. We need the electronic circuits again. And what does this get crafted in? It doesn't actually say. I wonder if we can use this guy for flying robot frame. You can. That's kind of crazy. 20-second craft time though. Maybe I just want to push up to the next level anyway. And you need this stuff. You need steel. You need batteries. And you need green circuit. Pick up from there. We're now making flying robot frames. I'm going to find out in a moment that I don't actually need flying robot frames, aren't I? Logistics. No, we need a flying robot frame. We need construction robot brain 1 and construction robot tool 1. And the brain, that's where we start needing the circuits. We need the red circuit board. That's circuit. We don't need the electronic circuit board. We just need circuit board. It's probably good because that needs more stuff. So actually, I didn't need the transistors just yet. Alright, the phenolic board. This is where we need the resin. Where we need the resin. Resin. We had lots of recipes for resin. Resin. Wood becomes resin. That's the one I liked. The other one was liquid resin becomes resin. Because this one... we actually have ethanol. Raw bio resin. on. This is ethanol that we have, isn't it? Ethanol. 479. Not a lot of ethanol, but we do have ethanol. Raw bio resin. Temperate tree seed. Temperate tree seed. I don't think we actually have any temperate tree seeds. We don't have anything in there. Desert garden. No. Is it over here? No. That's just is that one. You're nothing to do with temperate tree seed. I don't think we have anything resembling a temperate tree seed. We do have tree. Thought we had tree, desert tree. We've got desert tree. Do we have any way of making wood? Tree. Tree seed. Desert tree seed. We have desert tree seed. Desert tree arboretum. Desert tree arboretum. Desert tree arboretum. Desert tree arboretum. We need to get 50 research to make this one happen. And I don't think we have a way to do it. Unless we happen to already have the 50 research. We do have a bit of research here. We got 2, 4, 7, 9, plus whatever's on here. And in spite of our increases here, we still don't really have enough. Probably not surprisingly. Desert tree. Okay. I do believe I've already taken that one. We have goodies up here, so we can do a mission up there to make it happen. Oh, good grief. The amount of tin we're using has threatened everything's existence as well. Just because we're trying to fill up this line with a huge buffering. I think I want to go for the tree version. That's probably the easiest. I don't know how we would do the other resin recipes. Urea gas, ammonia gas. Actually, we could make this one without as much difficulty as I thought, because we already have the blue fiber. So we can get the ammonia. The ammonia will give us the urea, carbon dioxide. So formaldehyde is the other one. We need to make these catalysts for. Can't do that. Okay, so the urea is okay, the formaldehyde is not. So that recipe is out. This recipe is the only way we can do it. For now. So that's what we'll have to do. But we'll have to do it in the next episode. Thanks very much for joining me in this one. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.